Hello, I'm Father George Salzman with the Harvard Catholic Center. I work with someone from Pittsburgh, I had that luck, and he's always talking with great justice of how lovely the city is with the three rivers that make it up. Rather unique. And he talks about how the Allegheny and the Monongahela joined to form the Great Ohio. I've gotten to the point of talking about where I work, Boston, is the Charles River and the Mystic, which formed the mighty Atlantic Ocean, just in terms of equal and opposite. But the fact is that the Ohio Valley was a thing of great importance just before the Revolution, particularly because in Quebec the French were reaching out to it, and so, for instance, Virginia wanted to expand in that direction, the Ohio Valley. Remember, they had West Virginia at that point, and so the governor Dinwiddie of Virginia sent a militia headed by a 22-year-old by a familiar name, George Washington, to go through the valley and try to convince the French to leave to Scranton. That was not entirely successful. And then there were various difficulties where a diplomat was killed, it would seem, and then a defeat, and then finally the British sent over the biggest army they'd sent over to that point under Braddock, and he had a defeat as well. But that precipitated, in essence, the French and Indian War, which then in Europe led to the 7 Years' War. In a sense, things began with a series of mistakes, and you would say to yourself, well, George Washington got egg on his face, and he probably never put his head up again. That isn't quite the truth. That isn't quite the truth. We were talking before about Lexington and Concord, and after Lexington and Concord in April of '75, people from all the colonies met down in Philadelphia at Independence Hall, the thing that looks like Lowell House, and there they set up an army. They were de facto government. They appointed ambassadors. They sent petitions like the Olive Branch petition to the Parliament, to the English Parliament, and they organized a number of things, and in organizing the army, they had to pick a commander. Because of his experience and his balance and calm, they selected George Washington to be commander. And here's the quiz question: where in the country did he take command of the Continental Army? And the answer is here. We're on Cambridge Common. It's exactly here, just outside the gates of Harvard, that he took command. After the battles of Lexington and Concord, about 10 to 20,000 militias from all over the colonies came here and joined in, and they were, a lot of them, stabled in the dorms at Harvard. And then he on a year and a day before independence, so 3 July of 1775, they were formed in array here. He rode past them with his sword drawn and took command of the Continental Army. After that, it was no easy thing. There were a number of defeats. There were also remarkable strategies and victories, certainly the Battle of Trenton, the horrors of Valley Forge, but then that remarkable, courageous act, not Christmas Eve, but the next night, overcoming the Hessians at Trenton by surprise, and then the Battle of Princeton, where he actually went ahead of his men, who were, some of them, retreating, and drove them back into the force of the army, a man of remarkable courage. So that finally, in October of 1781, he defeated one of the greatest armies in the world, defeated Cornwallis, and accepted his surrender. If you face difficulty, and everyone does now when business is closed, all their options change, one could think this moment is the last word on one's work, research, career, ideas, and yet the fact is Washington reminds us that what was in the beginning was simply a freeze frame from what was a larger movie, what was a larger reality. And so I pray for all of you, for the larger realities of your life, for your hope and your courage, which makes all the other virtues possible. God bless you.